Greetings all, Dr. X here, good to see ya. All right, in today's video, I'm gonna talk with you about faculty salary negotiations. I'll share with you information about faculty salaries, what you should be considering as you're negotiating your salary with a university or a community college. I'll also share with you some of the other things you can ask for, some of the perks you should consider asking for as you are negotiating that new faculty position. Stay tuned. Okay, you have gone through the interview and now your institution is making an offer to you to come and join the faculty. Well, one of the first questions that would come to mind for me, or at least it did when I was joining the faculty, was how much is my salary going to be in this position? Now, at the time I became a faculty member, I didn't have a lot of mentoring around where salary information can be found. So I want to make sure we start off with me giving you some of that information. First of all public institutions have to publish their salary information, and it's published as part of their annual financial report. Now, different institutions publish the information in different places. So I'm going to give you a hint on 3 ways you can get salary information. So the first place to look is online. Go to the institution's website and take a look and see, just do a search for faculty salary information. See if that brings it up for you. If it doesn't, go ahead and take a look at the HR website. See if they link to salary information. If not, try the finance department website. Different institutions put the information in different places. Some are really upfront with it. Others you have to dig around and kind of find. If you can't find it on the website, you can always write to HR and ask them where to find faculty salary information, and someone from HR will send you the right website, or they'll refer you to the person that can give you the faculty information. So the second place I like to look for faculty salary information is in the library. So the library at that institution actually has the salary information in a published format. More often than not, I should say, the institutions have them in a published format, and they keep a copy of that format inside the library. So if you go up to the circulation desk and ask them for the institution's annual report, that includes faculty salaries. Just tell them you want to see the salary book. Now, if you can't find the information online, or you can't find it in the library, then you can always write to HR and ask them who the custodian of those records are for the institution. Sometimes it's the HR department, sometimes it's legal counsel for the institution, but there's somebody that's responsible for those records. And you can just make a request to get the salary information for a list of personnel in a particular area or department. So you want to know what the existing salary is right now, so you know what to negotiate. You don't want to come in much higher than what the current rate of pay is. You don't want to negotiate that much higher, because they may say, okay, this person is way outside of our salary range, or they'll think that you're misinformed as you're going through salary negotiations. So always look and find out what the salary information is first before you start negotiating around where you want your salary to land. Okay, pro tip. If you look for someone, let's say that they hired a faculty member in the previous academic year, you want to look for their salary and consider asking for 3% above what that salary is. Now, here's why I say 3%. If there is a cost of living increase that happens during the course of the year, you'll get that 3% automatically if you negotiate for that higher salary. Now, you don't have to. You can go with the salary they're offering you. Just make sure the salary that you're being offered is within that salary range that you went to the library or online to find out about. Make sure your salary's in that range, and make sure it's a salary that you can afford to take. Remember, this is a negotiation, and you want to take what you know is best for you, your family, as you're moving to that new institution. And just a quick note, don't forget that this salary negotiation is for a 9-month contract, or at least most of them will be. Unless they're telling you it's a 12-month contract, it's only for 9 months. So what are some of the other things in addition to salary that you can negotiate? Well, the first thing I'd have you consider is a relocation package. Ask your institution and talk with them about reimbursing you for relocation. Institutions have those as one-time monies they have available for faculty to move from state to state, from institution to institution. So definitely talk with your institution about what a relocation package would look like for you. Be realistic about the cost for moving, and make sure whatever they're offering you is within your budget for them to fully reimburse you to do your relocation. So next, consider summer assignments. So you want to negotiate into your contract that you will have first consideration for summer assignments, or you can negotiate that you will be allowed to teach over the summer for additional income. So this is really important because remember what I said before about there being a 9-month contract? You're on a 9-month contract. That means 3 months you don't have guaranteed employ or guaranteed income. So what you'll want to do is, if possible, negotiate your summer contracts already. Whether it's one course or a couple of courses. This is really important because eventually you may be able to secure a grant that covers your salary over the summer. Until then, you'd like the institution to consider you first for teaching so that you can be covered during the summer. Okay. The next thing I would look at and consider asking for is either a teaching assistant or a research assistant, depending on what I'm going to be doing when I first come into the institution. So if you are non-tenure track, college track faculty who will be teaching, your whole load is teaching, then try and get a teaching assistant to come in and help with that teaching load. Remember, you'll be taking on brand new course preps, you'll be taking on brand new teaching assignments while you're getting used to the institution. And so your teaching load will be heavy. If you are non-tenure track, it'll be heavy. That's why you got hired. So get some assistance with a teaching assistant. Now, if you're tenure track and you're coming in on a research fellowship, for example, you're coming in, you have a research fellow, you are going to only be doing research and not teaching, get a research assistant. Ask for a research assistant for 20 hours a week or whatever your institution gives you. Ask for a research assistant. Now, if you're on a tenure track though, and teaching is part of your load and you're up and it counts toward tenure and promotion, then I would say a teaching assistant could help you as well. Now, I did a video before about what to expect in tenure and promotion. I'll leave a link above for you to take a look at that if you haven't done so. It may explain to you a little bit more about why I'm saying you should get a teaching assistant. But a teaching assistant is definitely something that can help take some of the teaching responsibilities off of you as you're producing research activity and producing publications in the tenure track. So teaching assistants and research assistants, definitely something I would be asking for as I negotiated my salary. All right, so now let's talk about equipment. As you're coming into this new institution, you're going to need technology and you're going to need software. So as you're looking at those things to ask for as part of your salary package, part of what you might think about is equipment and software. So can they come up with a startup equipment fund for you? Is there specific technology that you might need? What are the computer needs for you? Do you need a laptop? Do you need an iPad? Ask for whatever those technology needs are that you have. see if they're willing to cover that for you. But you should definitely have some kind of equipment and software starter package, some funds available for that to cover you as you're coming into the institution. So don't forget to ask for equipment and software startup money. Now, don't forget about professional development and travel money. You're going to need money to go present at conferences, all those papers that you're publishing. If you are going to shine at the institution, you need professional development. You need conference attendance. You need money to pay for any kind of professional development activities that you may have. So in your negotiation, negotiate for a package of money or a pot of money that you can use in order to do professional development and conference travel. Now, at some institutions, they already have a set amount of money that they give to faculty members. Maybe your department has a set amount. See what that is and make sure it's going to cover you for all those conferences you're going to have to attend during this first year. And finally, office space. Now, most people don't even consider asking about office space. Why not? This is going to be someplace you're spending all of your time. You're going to be meeting with students. You'll be meeting with colleagues. You're going to be in there writing until the midnight hour on all those grant proposals, all those journal articles. It might as well be a nice space, right? A nice space for your new office equipment. Furniture, ask about that, but your office should be a place that really calls you into being when you step into it. Now, if you didn't go and look at office spaces while you were on your campus tour, going through your campus interview, that's okay. Ask for an office with a window. That's what you ask for. Just ask for the window. Those are the things I would have you consider and consider asking for as you're going through your salary negotiations. So I'm going to leave you with 2 pro tips that you can consider or should consider as you're going through these negotiations. So the first thing I want to tell you about, and I said this earlier in the video, but I'm going to say it again, check in with your tax professional to see if any of the things that you would be asking for or that you might receive from the institution would count as quote salary during tax season. So I know sometimes moving expenses, if you're reimbursed for it, it makes it look like you made more money than you did before, because they take taxes out of that and they count that towards your income or count it toward what the institution paid you. So just check, make sure, because you don't want to move to a higher tax bracket just because you're getting reimbursed for moving expenses. So anyway, check with your tax professionals on all of the little hints that I gave you today. Pro tip number 2, if it's not in writing, it ain't gonna happen, or at least relate to it that way. So everything that you negotiated, everything that verbally they said they were going to give you, please make sure they write it in your offer letter. Ask them to make sure every single thing's in the offer letter. Now, why is that important? Well, it's a contract between you and the institution, and you want to make sure that your institution is covering and giving you everything they said that they would. So if you were given a certain amount for professional development, for example, make sure that that's written in your letter so that you can get every single cent of that professional development. All right, so be wise, listen to that pro tip, and get everything in writing. That is it for those of you that are brand new in the game. If you are someone who's already been at an institution and you want to move to a new institution, here are just a couple of things. In addition to everything else I said, here are just a couple of things I would also have you consider. As you're negotiating moving to that new institution, think about the years you've already put in at your existing institution and see if you can move some of those years of productivity with you to the new institution. Again, this is something that you want to negotiate as you're coming in. Also, your salary should be slightly higher, I would say, or at least you can ask for a slightly higher salary because you've already proven that you can do the faculty job at another institution. And so it's something just to consider. Oh, and one more thing. If you've already put in those years at the other institution and you've produced a lot in research and creative activity, you may be able to come in and negotiate the higher rank coming in or tenure coming in and go up early for the higher rank. But that you want to check in with whoever your mentor or coach is about that before you do it. So it's just something to consider if you've already been at an institution and now you're transferring to a new one. That's it for today. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Leave them in the comments below. Also, if you have transitioned from one institution to another and you have another recommendation, leave that in the comments below. Or if there's something else you think people should be considering in their negotiations, if there's another area they should consider asking for, again, put that in the comments below. That's it for today. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. I appreciate your engaging with the content here on The Womanist Column. If you haven't already done so, please feel free to click the like button and also think about subscribing. That way, you'll be notified whenever another video like this one comes out. Thanks so much for watching and have a terrific day.